Natalie, hello, darling.
Hello.
Sorry, we could just natter on all day. Now, what kind of workout are we doing today so I can pin it?
Okay, we're going to do a full body workout with some cardio, because you seem quite energized this morning, Trinny.
Don't be misinformed. But I can go there. I can go there. Catch me whilst you can.
We'll include a bit of Pilates. You've just been talking about reformer. I got to go to a reformer class for the first time since lockdown.
Yeah.
Since the first lockdown yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I really want a reformer.
I
think
know.
you can rent reformers though, as well.
Can you?
But I think you should just get one, Trinny.
I think I should too.
Yeah.
And I just want to know if you can think where to get, because I don't want to get a crappy one that's nearly on the floor. I want to get a really good one. And there might be, tragically, some gyms that are closing that bought some good reformers. So I think I've got to get on the case. But if you could DM me some good ones, darling.
Absolutely. Like, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's flex and extend the spine. Just wake everything up. Feel those joints get nice and mobile. And then just pay attention if there's any stiffness in the body. Maybe you want to hold a flexion for a little bit longer with your back rounded, or maybe you want to hold an extension, but try not to push the hips back too far. Focus more on lifting your chest and pushing your chest towards the ground. One more time, flex, and then come to your neutral spine. Bring your right hip towards your right shoulder and look towards your right hip. So we're getting a lateral flexion, but make sure you're not in that extension, so the hips are tucked in ever so slightly. And then you're going to switch to do the same on the other side. Inhale, come to the center, and then exhale, you come into that lateral flexion. Now we're going to draw circles with the spine. So you begin to add in all of the movements, combining them all. So you flex, extend, laterally flex. And this usually feels really good. It feels like a nice release. Then let's change direction. So you're drawing circles with the body. And then you're going to stop there. And I want you to have you're going to lift your right foot towards the sky, but your knee stays bent. And then draw circles with your right leg. But I want you to keep your body as still as possible. So the movement is just coming from the hip. So it's the axis of the hip. Good. Another 2 in that direction, then you reverse it. And as a bonus, you're going to fire up the core with this one as well. Now reverse the circle. Good. Going for another 2. One more, then I want you to lift your footprint to the sky, flexing the foot, and go for little pulses up. So you feel the big glute at the back fire up. So it's that glute maximus working. You're going for another 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that knee back down. And you're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So you lift your left foot, keeping the knee bent. You're going to bring the leg out to the side, round, drawing a circle, and making sure that you're not arching that back too much. You're keeping the hips tucked in. You're keeping your body as centered as possible. Therefore, your core is working as hard as it can. And then reverse that circle. And it's an exhale as you lift the leg, inhale as you lower the leg. Go for 2. One more. And then you're going to lift that left footprint towards the sky. Keep those hips turned down. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that knee back down and hover your knees in the air now. So you come into the bear plank. So you're hovering for 10 seconds, upper mid back lifted. And you should start to feel those arms. Ginny, I did hear you say that you were a little achy from the session on Monday.
Yeah, and then I did yoga yesterday.
Yeah, now place those knees down. Hopefully you had a good stretch in your yoga session. Lift the knees again for 10 seconds.
I did, but I also did a lot of strengthening arm work, so my arms are quite shattered.
Oh, good. Wow. Good and not so good. Last time, you're going to lift those knees. Hovering for 5, for 3, 2, and then lift your hips so you come into a downward dog position, and then back into a bear plank. So you're going to keep switching from bear plank to downward dog. So we're really warming up the upper body, but also getting that lengthening in through the backs of the legs. Good. Inhale as you come forwards, and then exhale to push back. Good, really pushing the chest towards the knees. You're here for another 4. Good. For 3. 2. And last one. Hold there. You're going to alternate bending one leg and then the other leg. Just 10 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then bring those knees back down onto the mat, rest in your child's pose for a couple of seconds. So you can stretch out that upper body. And then you're actually going to lie on your stomach. We're going to start off with a little bit of back extension. So we're going to warm up the back muscles. I want you to bring your arms to shoulder width, so your elbows to shoulder width. So your elbows are in line with your shoulders and your arms are at 90 degrees. So you're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you set the shoulders down and then you lift your head and your chest just a little bit to...
Where are my arms? Sorry.
You're lying on your stomach, Trinny. So I want you to lie on your front. If I just lower my camera a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're going to lie on your stomach.
Yeah.
And then you're going to...
in line with my shoulders, yeah.
Then you're going to come into that little prep, the movement prep, where you just lift your chest off the mat a little bit. So just a little bit, elbows stay down.
Do I lift my hands off the mat?
No, the hands are going to stay down because you're warming up. So you're pushing your forearms into the ground. And then you come back down. Then again, your hips are tucked in, your shoulders come down your back, and then you lift your upper body just a little bit. Good. One more time, I want you to lift, just so that we're really activating those muscles before we go into the next movement. And then rest. Now you're going to bring your arms down next to your hips with the palms turned forward. So you're going to outwardly rotate the shoulders, bringing the palms forwards. So actually what you're doing is you're going to turn, so the palms are turned towards the floor.
Sorry, I just got to get that. You continue, darling.
Okay.
You continue.
So
tell them what you're doing. It's difficult to see now.
It is, yeah, there's comments. I need to start wearing neon outfits. That's what I need to do, so you can see it. You're going to turn the palms towards the floor, pull the shoulders back, and then start pumping the arms up towards the sky. So you're activating the backs of the shoulders and your back muscles. You're in like a dart position. And you're in a small back extension, shoulders are pulled back, and you keep lifting those arms. So it's a little movement, as if you're doing the 100s, but your palms are turned down towards the ground and the thumbs are out to the side, away from your body. You're keeping your chest lifted, and you keep lifting your arms, squeezing your shoulder blades together, lifting your chest slightly. And we're going to go into a 100 count. So you inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep squeezing those back muscles. Keep lifting that upper body. Good. And keep engaging the glutes as well. So turn your hands the other way, Trinny. So you're going to have the palms turned down. Thumbs
I
out.
have got them turned down.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sorry. Right. Squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit more. Perfect. Keep going with that count. So inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. You're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Rest in your child's pose for a second, just to release the back. So really relaxing, and then we're going to go into another Pilates exercise for your back. Slowly.
Well, I really feel my bottom from the other day.
Well, that's good. It means it was an effective session.
I know, we should do it next Monday.
Yeah, Monday that was. So tomorrow you should feel a bit better.
Great.
But if we get moving, you'll get that blood flow and you'll recover quicker. Right. You're going to bring yourself into an X shape, but you're still lying on the stomach. So your arms are going to be just a little wider than your mat, and your legs just a little wider than your mat. Then your face stays down, so your eye line is looking, so your eyes are looking at the mat. You're going to pull the shoulders back and then lift your arms a little bit. Then you lift your left leg and your right arm in the air. And then, so we're going across the body, then you lift your left arm, right leg. So you're going into what's called a contralateral movement, so opposite arm to leg. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. And don't worry about how high you're lifting your chest. Just focus on keeping the leg nice and straight. You keep the lines through the body and you're going across the body. So you lift your left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg. Good. And if your shoulders feel very uncomfortable when you're lifting your arms above your head in that big sort of Y shape, Y position, then you can bring your arms into a W. So your elbows are bent and your elbows are a little lower down towards your torso. You're here for another 4. 3, make sure it's the opposite arm to leg. So if you're lifting your right arm, that's it. And last 1. And then you're going to rest in your child's pose. So completely relax. Letting that lower back relax. And then you're going to take a deep breath in and exhale, slowly begin to stack up. Roll the shoulders back a couple of times. And then come into a plank position with your forearms down on the mat. So forearms down, knees are going to be lifted, and I want you to lift your hips a little bit. So you come into sort of a pike position, but your hips are tucked in. So it's like you're doing a crunch, but you're upside down, or an abdominal curl up. So you're rounding your back and you're activating the stomach as much as possible, lifting your hips a little bit. And then
sorry, am I on my forearms or on my arms?
On your forearms. So you lift, and to lift, you really round the spine. So you're really contracting the muscles of the stomach.
I don't really know what I'm doing because I can't see.
Okay, I'm going to talk you through this one. So I want you to lift your hips a little bit and round your back as if you're trying to create that stomach curl, but you're in a plank position. So obviously you're not going to get too far with the stomach curl, but you're going to feel those muscles contract a lot more. Then go back into your plank, so you're lengthening out your torso, and then you're going to lift your hips again. So it's just a little lift and lower. So there's not too much pressure on that lower back because you're going into a bit of a flexion in the lumbar spine. But you should really feel that the stomach is activating a lot. Inhale, you lengthen out. Exhale, you lift because you're curling your back a little bit, so you don't want too much air. You're going to get a deeper range of movement if you exhale as you lift your hips. Good. And you will really feel this in those arms as well. You're here for another 20 seconds. Focusing on the breath. If you need to rest, just put the knees down for a few seconds. 10 seconds to go. Lift, lower. Go for 2 more lifts. Last one. And then again, rest in your child's pose. And take some deep breaths. I'm going to be up on our feet. Slowly roll up. Roll the shoulders back a couple of times. And come up onto your feet. Okay, we're going to get started with a leg exercise now. Have a sip of water if you need, because we're going to go into a set of exercises. Okay, so you're going to have your left foot forwards, and it is going to stay bent the whole time. And I want you to reach your arms forwards as well. You're going to lift your knee, left leg stays bent, and then lengthen. Lift, lengthen. And you do the same movement with the arms. So you create that long line, and then you lengthen out with your arms. Sorry, then you bend your arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. That left leg stays bent the entire time. And it's 30 seconds of work. So you reach, then bring that knee in. Then there's a little hold at the end. So you're challenging stability on that left side. You're working those muscles isometrically because they maintain that contraction. And you're very gently beginning to raise your heart rate. Inhale, exhale to lift the knee. Good, going for another 3, 2, 1 more. Reach your arms, lift your leg, little pulses up with that right leg. So little pulses, flexing the foot. Woo. Maintain your balance. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, place that foot down, you're going to stand up, shake off that leg, or do a couple of leg swings just to ease it off. And then you do exactly the same on the other side. So your right foot is forwards, right leg bent, you reach that your left leg nice and long, reach your arms long, then lift the knee, bring the elbows in, and then reach again. Right leg stays bent. The faster you go with this one, the more you're going to raise your heart rate. So it's strength and cardio simultaneously. Inhale, reach those arms, getting them as long as you can, and really pulling the shoulders back. Good, you're halfway through. Squeeze the back, actively pull your shoulders back. Go for another 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Reach those arms, lift your left leg this time, flexing the toes down to the ground, little pulses up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. You can swing out that right leg. Morning. And then you're going to get your weights or your books. And we're going to come into another leg exercise and upper body exercise simultaneously.
How heavy your weights, Nat?
Just go for some reasonably light weights, no more than sort of 4 kilos. Or you could go a little heavier if you want to, but you could use 2 weights or one weight. I'll show you the exercise. You're going to squat, bicep curl, stand, bicep curl. That's a squat and hold, curl, elbows on the insides of the knees, then stand, bicep curl. So hips are pushed back, you keep those elbows right in, almost pushed into your inner thigh muscles. Then you stand up, bicep curl again. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Just a breath for every single movement. And you're going to do this for 45 seconds. That's it. So that you're getting in that little hold for your legs, but you're not going heavy with the weights. And biceps are really, they're quite strong muscles, so you can go for lots of reps with a lighter weight. Obviously, this is going to be much more difficult if the weight is heavier. And if you want to switch up to your heavier weight, you can do, or vice versa. Make sure that your shoulders are pulled back when you're standing and going into that curl, and your glutes are engaged, hips are tucked in. Nice. You're here for another 3. Good. 2. Make sure that weight's in your heels. Last one. Good. And then you're going to do 10 overhead press. So you stand and then push the weight up 10 times. Good. Strong press. Hips tucked, ribs down. Rather than flaring like this, you want to tuck in. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and then you're going to put that weight down and we're going to do a cardiovascular exercise. So you're going to reach right hand to left foot, then come up onto your toes, create a big X shape with your body, then you switch sides, left hand, right foot, lift. And you can start to go faster. If you want, you can turn it into a little jump, reaching up, or just rise up onto the toes and keep the movement nice and fast, and that's what's going to give you that cardio. Nice steady breaths, just deep breaths, fill those lungs. Good, it's low impact, and then if you're adding that jump, obviously there's a bit more impact there. So it could just be a tiny, tiny, tiny jump. That's it. And just start to really feel the heart rate begin to go a little faster. You're here for 15 seconds. Big reach up to the sky. Going for another 2, One more. And rest. Let's have a little bit of recovery. Have some water, stay hydrated. I got a new phone, so you should be able to see me a lot more clearly today.
Yeah, I think I do.
No more cracked screen. Okay, Trinny, are you ready for round 2?
Oh my God. Okay.
There's only 2 rounds of this combination.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Right. Left foot forward, so you're going to reach the arms long, reach that right leg long. Lift, squeeze the back. We're working on balance and stability on that left side. Arms are working. If you've got really small dumbbells, say 1 kilo, you could have them in your hands and then get in that extra little bit of arm work. Inhale, you reach. Exhale, knee drive. Good. Really squeeze that back. And if the weights become too much, Trinny, just get rid of one or both of them. You are halfway through, and then we go for those little pulses. Maintain the stability. You don't have to go too fast here. You've got one more. Reach those arms long, lift your right leg, little pulses up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Should really be feeling this, especially in those hip stabilizers. A couple of leg swings just to decompress that hip. Good, and then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So right leg is working, right foot is down on the ground. Reach your arms long, and then lift that left knee, bring the elbows in. Inhale, exhale. You want to be taking in deep breaths. Remember, the faster you go, the more you're going to raise your heart rate. So it's up to you. You could work on slow, controlled, more strength work, or cardio by going a little faster. Keep that right leg bent. You're here for 3, for 2, 1 more. Reach, lift your left leg, flex your foot. Little pulses up. 10. Good. If you need to, hold the hands in front of your chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot down. Swing out that leg for a second. And then we're going to go into that squat with the bicep curls. So you just need the 1 weight or 2 lighter weights or a pile of books. Okay. Feet nice and wide, toes turned out to the side slightly. Shoulders roll back and down. Deep breath in, you're going to exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So again, compound movement, working multiple muscle groups simultaneously. Make sure you try to keep the shoulders back. You're not tipping onto your toes. When you're in the squat, you're sending your weight back. You feel the ground in your heels. Good. Elbows tucked in a little bit more when you do that curl. Good. Perfect. And this is a nice, easy, but effective exercise. You're here for another 20 seconds. And then we've got the shoulder presses. Good. Make sure you are keeping those hips tucked and maintaining a canister position, so ribs over hips directly when you are standing tall. Let's go for 2 more. Good. Last one, last combination. And then 10 shoulder presses. Let's go for 10. Pushing those weights right up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, drive up. No extending of the spine. You keep the torso nice and fixed. Good. Halfway. Perfect. Go for another 3, 2. Last one. Weights down, and we come into that cardio blast. So, right hand, left foot, big reach, calf raise. Left hand, right foot, big reach and calf raise. Or you add in a very small hop, a tiny one, where you barely lift the ground, or you go for a big jump if you really want to challenge yourself today, and it feels okay on your joints. Only do stuff that feels good for your body. Good, big reach up to the sky. That's it. Little jump, landing soft on those toes. And you're getting in that bit of rotation as well for the back. Perfect, halfway through. Good. Nice, you can always slow it down. We're going to get a nice little section where you recover in a second. Good, let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. That is effective.
My God, it is.
So, staying hydrated, have a sip of water. Let that heart rate slow down a little bit. You've got rest for another 15 seconds. And then you wait into another round of exercises. Okay, Trinny, we're actually going to go into an ab circuit next.
Into what, darling?
We're going to work the abs next. So, you get to lie down for a little bit for the next part.
Always love that. I always love that expression from you, Nathalie. Oh!
Okay. I want you to have your knees bent.
Yeah.
And your hands behind the head, elbows wide, and lower your knees to the right. Just let them come down to the ground. Then you're keeping your hands behind your head. You're going to lift your chest so you feel the side of your stomach is contracting. So Trinny, your feet are flat down on the ground, knees are bent, and then just let your knees go down to the right. So I'll just move my...
What's happening to my hands?
Hands are behind your head. So you're going to actually do a curl up, but you're going to work the side of the stomach. That's it, there we go. So keep those knees down to the right side, and then you're going to feel the left side of the stomach work. Because you're going to lift your chest, and then lower, keeping the knees down to the right side, but your chest lifts towards the center, or up towards the ceiling. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower.
So my knees aren't totally down to the right, they're just pointing to the right.
Well, you should
If
have...
they're totally down...
So yeah, you're just letting them go down to the right. So maybe you can see here.
If they're totally down, Nat, it's very uncomfortable getting up to go and do a pull. I feel I'm pulling the middle of my back.
Okay, so...
How far down? How far down to put my knees?
Right up to the center, Trinny. Just go off towards the towards your knees a little bit more, so it's less of a rotation. So it could just be that you're a little tight in the back. So it's less of a rotation, and make it a smaller movement, because it really depends on how much.
Where am I meant to be feeling it?
Sorry.
Where am I meant to be feeling it?
The left side of your stomach. But if it doesn't feel good, we will do a different exercise, because you shouldn't push through if it doesn't feel good for your body.
I feel there's much opportunity for injury.
Okay, right.
I don't know, I feel that. And we're not all spring chickens like you. And I just think, sorry, you know I sometimes critique your exercises, but I think trying to go up on a curl, for quite a few people, below that left shoulder blade. It's not a good position.
Okay, bring yourself back to the center.
Sorry.
We're going to do a different exercise.
Yeah.
So we'll go into the one which is very effective, but there's less.
I can give you a really effective one for sides.
So we'll do the one where you reach round towards your ankle. So left hand reaches to your ankle, right hand is behind your head. So it's just a little side.
Now this I feel it so much more anyway when I try and reach under my bottom.
Yeah.
I really feel my side working twice as much.
Okay, we'll stick to this one. I thought I'd just bring in a new exercise to try, but let's stick to the old faithful. Can't go wrong with that.
I think this is very effective, this one.
Yeah. So you keep lifting your chest and then really going into that side bend where you reach underneath or towards your ankle. So you're getting in that lateral flexion, so the side of the stomach is contracting. You're here for another 10 seconds and then you're going to switch into a side plank. So you're still working the side of the stomach, but this time slightly differently.
So am I turning on my side?
Yeah, in 2 reps, 1, and stop. So now you're going to turn onto your left side. So you're still working that side of your stomach. The left forearm is going to go down. You can have either your knees down in a modified plank or your legs straight.
I'm on my left side, but I was going to my right.
Oh, if you're going to your right, then let's do your right side because I want you to.
Sorry, no, but I just wanted to. No, but I want to do what everyone else doing. But I was putting my.
Okay.
I was putting my hand down to my right side.
Then let's do a right side plank. If you were going to the left, do a left side plank.
Okay. All right.
Right, and let's go. So you're going to lift your hips up into the side plank. You're going to reach under with your right arm, rotating a little bit, and then reach back up to the sky. Inhale, loop under, exhale, big reach. If this feels a little uncomfortable, just hold the side plank, or you could even put one knee down or both knees down and hold the modified side plank. It is still very effective. You're here for 5 more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, going to do exactly the same on the other side now. So Trinny, you're working your left side.
Yeah.
Hands behind your head. To begin with, lift your chest, then reach your your left arm down, and you're going to reach underneath your hips or reach for your ankle. Keeping the chest elevated. So it's just a little side bend. Good. It's almost like you're swinging your body to the right, but it's controlled. You're not using momentum, you're using your strength. In your stomach. Belly button drawn down a little bit, pelvic floor engaged slightly. Keep reaching, you're here for another 8 seconds. And then you're into the side plank again. In 2, in 1, you're going to stop there. And you can come into your side plank. So this time, left forearm is going to be down for you. Set that shoulder down so we're not collapsing into the shoulder. Legs lifted. Reach the arm up to the sky. Then reach under that right armpit and then big lift. So you're getting in a small rotation. If, as I said, if you need to modify, you put the knees down or you just hold the side plank. Good. Over halfway through. Good, really powerful exercise for those deep core muscles as well, this one. Go for 2 more. Last one. Good, and rest. You're going to lie back down, hands behind your head. Lift your chest, bring your legs into tabletop. Now you're just going to reach your right leg forwards, hold it for 3, 2, 1, bend the leg, reach your left leg forwards, hold it for 3, 2, 1, center. So your chest stays lifted and there's no rotation, it's just one leg extending and then the other. If this feels a little intense, bring the knees closer to the body and extend the leg up towards the sky. I like to flex my foot as I reach forwards. I feel it's a little more comfortable for the hip flexors. Because you activate your butt a little bit, which helps to switch off those hip flexors slightly. Good. Lift the chest a little bit higher if you can. Nice. You're here for another 15 seconds. By then, your abs should feel really fatigued. Exhale, reach forwards. Go for another 2. Last one. And rest. Give the knees a hug, rock from side to side. Now I want you to stretch out your legs nice and long. Reach your arms above your head. And it is time to stretch.
Oh my God, that went so quickly.
I know.
I was expecting like another 5 exercises.
No. We
That's
can
amazing, Nat.
So
God.
as you're lying down, it's easy to go into the stretches. So I need to take hold of the back of your...
So nice. Okay. So nice. All right.
Right,
Okay.
and then you're going to stretch out those hamstrings. If you do have a band to hand or a Pilates, something, then you can hook it over your foot. Otherwise, just using your hands to cradle the back of your leg is fine. Sending your heel up towards the sky when you reach the leg up, and then you're going to hold. You can draw little circles around the ceiling with your leg. Make sure you're supporting it though, so there's not too much gripping in the hip flexors. And it's a nice way of gently coming in and out of the stretch. Go for another 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. And then pull the leg slightly across towards your left shoulder. You can have the knee bent a little bit here if you need to. And taking some deep breaths so you can relax. Let the heart rate slow down a little bit. So you've worked the entire body in that session.
Fantastic.
Start off with a little bit of Pilates. Working the back. And you've worked the legs and the biceps and the shoulders. And you've done some cardio. Done some stability work. Come back to the center. You're going to bend your left knee, cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then lift your hips for a second so you can just feel the hips open out a little bit. So you're coming into a glute bridge with the right ankle crossed over your left knee. Then you're going to roll back down and pull that left leg towards you. Now, if it feels very uncomfortable to do this, we will do it on a chair at the end because it can be a little easier. Nice deep breaths. Holding here for another 10 seconds. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Cross your right leg over your left leg and lower your legs to the left. And bring your right arm out to the side. Keep looking towards your right. So you're going to hold that stretch and you want to get in that rotation. Good. Nice deep breaths. Keep pushing the leg down. And this is a nice way of passively stretching your chest muscles, but also encouraging that extra little bit of mobility in your thoracic spine. Take a really deep breath in. On your exhale, come back to the center. Uncross your legs. You're going to lengthen out your right leg on the ground and take hold of the back of your left leg or hook the band around your left foot. Then you can extend and bend, coming into the active stretch. Good, making sure those shoulders are relaxed. You're here for another 3. And then we'll go into those circles. Extend and hold. Go for little circles now with that leg. So very gently deepening that stretch. Going for 3 more. 2. Hold on 1. Bring the leg slightly over towards your right shoulder. Try and keep the foot flexed so you still feel the stretch in your calves. Holding here for another 6. For 3, 2, and 1. You're going to bend that right leg. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Lift your hips again for a second. Just helps to open up the hips a little bit. And then roll back down. Lift your right leg. Pull that right leg towards you so you feel the stretch around your left hip. Because you're a little tight still from Monday's session, you might feel this is quite a deep stretch. Keep pulling that leg towards you so the stretch starts to ease off. Go a little deeper into the stretch, but it shouldn't feel painful. Hold here for another 5. For 3, 2, and 1. You're going to cross that left leg all the way over your right leg. Lift your legs up a little, lower them to the right, bring your left arm out to the side. And then let that arm relax down. And if you want to deepen it, you can place your right hand on your left knee to encourage that deeper rotation. And just let your tension go in this stretch. You don't want to hold on to tension. Just relax completely and those muscles will do the same. Holding for another 6. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back to the center on your out breath, your next out breath. Uncross the legs. Go for that big stretch again, reaching your legs long. Arms above your head, and then take a really deep breath in as if you've just woken up. And then exhale, you're going to bring those arms down, bend your knees, turn over, push yourself up. And we'll go into that stretch that we often get started with. So the one where you bring your leg out to the side, reach your arm up to the sky, and then reach that arm underneath. Deep breath in, big lift, open the chest, and exhale, reach under. One more time, then we'll go into an inner thigh stretch. Place that right hand down. You're going to push your hips back and then forwards a little bit. You can come into a wider stance here if you want to deepen the stretch, so you can bring that right leg out to the side a bit more. So you're pushing your hips back and then coming forwards. So you should feel those adductors, your inner thigh muscles, begin to get a stretch. One more. Back to the center, bring your right knee in, extend your left leg out to the side. Good, big reach up to the sky, deep breath in, and then exhale, reach underneath your right arm. Inhale, rotate and reach up, and reach under. One more time. And then place that hand down. You can come into that dynamic inner thigh stretch. So you push the hips back, and then come forwards. Go for 2 more. Last one. You're going to bring that knee back in. Step forwards with your right foot, hips tapped. We'll go into the hip flexor stretch, and then we're nearly done for today's session. So big reach up, and then you can grab hold of that wrist so you can deepen the stretch a little bit more. Good, back to the center, and then switch to do the same on the other side, hips tucked, and then go for that reach. Back to the center. Frame that left foot so you've got a bit of stability. Step forward, and then I want you to lengthen out your legs and just hang for a couple of seconds. Roll those shoulders back away from your ears. Think of your head a little bit, rock from side to side. If you don't have any bulging discs in your back, just relax. Take a deep breath in, stopping in the center. Soften your knees as you exhale, gradually begin to stack up vertebra by vertebra. You're going to roll the shoulders back, activating your back muscles to pull them down. And then you're done. Your session is finished.
We are done.
You're done.
We are done. Thank you, darling. That was that went so quickly. It was just so adventurous that it went so quickly. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you Friday for, what are you doing Friday?
Friday, I think it's just before the weekend. Let's do, well, your arms might still be a bit tired from your Tuesday session. So we could do lower body focus on Friday.
Perfect.
Yeah. And again, maybe a bit more cardio because we've got the weekend to recover. Yeah,
great. And then maybe leg toning too, be lovely.
Oh, yes, legs, lower body, legs.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, darling, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Hope you had a good one. I really enjoyed that. I always record them. I save them on the feed, and then I put them into Instagram stories. We are starting later this morning, yes. Okay, bye everybody.